Officer Fanone, how are you today?
Oh, I'm great.
What happened in there?
What are you talking about?
That confrontation.
Jack Smith testified about how he had proof beyond reasonable doubt that Donald Trump incited, orchestrated, and funded the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6, 2021.
It seemed like there was a fight in there.
No, there was no fight.
Is it true, Officer Fanone, that you turned off your own body camera on January 6th?
No.
I saw your body cam. You turned it off yourself. You were playing dead. I saw your body cam footage.
You're a fucking
What am I?
right-wing conspiracy theorist.
I saw you turn off your body cam footage, sir, but thank you for disrespecting me. Psychopath.
What's up, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Shots Fired podcast with DP. It's Monday, 9 Feb 2026, and I've been up since about 2:30 a.m. fighting demons. I actually went to the gym at 4:30 and waited for them to open. That's never happened in my life. I'm cranked up on so much caffeine that I'd probably piss positive for yayo right now. That opening was a typical exchange from disgraced former fake DC Metro PD cop Michael Fanone, a guy I always knew was a phony, roided out POS wannabe police officer who lied under oath several times, but I never cared enough to dig deeper. I was happy to just sit back and wait for his eventual flame out. And after that quick interview, which followed his totally unhinged interaction with Ivan Raiklan during a congressional hearing that same day, this douchebag is obviously crashing hard. Totally. But after the way he treated her, I said, fuck it. It's time to accelerate his destruction, especially after witnessing him assault a female Capitol police officer during a break in the hearing where we all observed the entire Democrat side of the committee, mostly women, by the way, stand and applaud him while thanking him for his service. The same Democrats that to this day lie and say that police officers died on or after J6 as a result of the actions of the protesters. Folks, not a single cop died as a result of anything done that day by anyone protesting. Learn how to read a fucking autopsy report. Full stop. But as they all cry boo-hoo for the police on every J6 anniversary, they, the party of women, allegedly, applauded this motherfucker right after he pushed a female Capitol police officer, who, by the way, is spineless for not placing him under arrest immediately. This guy has mastered the hold me back, and only then does he get brave with his target. Every fucking time. He did it with Ivan that day. He did it with Enrique Tarrio a few months prior while utilizing his favorite go-to phrase, "You're a traitor to this country." Well, guess what, fuckface? I guess I'm in that category now, too. I served on the job commendably for 24 years. I never lied about a single injury. My concussion and TBI was real. My PTSD diagnosis is legit. I never faked a heart attack only to be caught on body cam 15 minutes later, smoking and joking with other cops and rescue personnel. Cool story, bro. So, last week I decided to submit a FOIA request to his former employer, DC Metro PD. As a former LEO, I know exactly what is and is not public record from both active duty and retired members of law enforcement. I specifically requested only disciplinary history as well as complaints filed against this cum stain. I did not seek anything in violation of HIPAA. I already know he lied about his injuries that day. I don't need to confirm any of that. I've been retired over 5 years now, and I know that I cannot, under any circumstances, stop anyone from obtaining my personnel file. And I'm sure there's some shit in there that may look negative to the average civilian. I've had complaints filed against me, all of which went to legitimate hearings, and I was cleared. I know that whatever is in his file, at least half of it is bullshit. I know that. The old saying in law enforcement goes, if you have no complaints filed against you, you're not doing your job. It's just a fact, folks. People complain when you take their freedom away from them. But I also know how to spot patterns. None of the complaints filed against me are repetitive. There are no patterns. I know how to spot a fake complaint from a real one. For example, the leftist media is quick to point out complaints in an officer's file who is facing scrutiny. They couldn't wait to tell the public of all the complaints in Derek Chauvin's file, and the fucktards on the left ate it up. What they didn't tell you was the end result of any of those cases. Did they result in discipline? Was he cleared? Of course they leave that out. Even they know the truth. Simply doing your job in this profession will bring complaints no matter how unjustified they are. I wasn't looking to go rah-rah over everything I saw in the file. I wasn't looking to drag the guy no matter how much I loathe him, but DC Metro PD done messed up, Ron. These fucks denied my FOIA, claiming an invasion of personal privacy. Are you fucking kidding me? He's a cop. He wrote an alleged bestseller book. Absolutely nothing he did while employed is considered private. He worked for the fucking taxpayer. Again, my file is wide open. There's nothing I can do to prevent a request. Retired Detective Jason Simino, Providence, Rhode Island. Have at it, bitches. And although I have a few friends performing the same request as members of legit media right now, I have a feeling that should they be successful, it won't be a complete record. It's clear now that MPD will do anything to protect Nancy Pelosi's sacred cow. Those DC cunts love this guy. They will sign a deal with the devil so long as that devil carries the narrative for them. More on that in the coming weeks. But because I know they'll never give up the full file, this means war. War with DC Metro. In the coming weeks, I will use those media contacts to put out requests to the public. I know my channel isn't big enough, but they all have reach. I will be asking any member of the public, whether they be a DC resident or just a visitor to the nation's capital, if they ever had negative dealings with this piece of shit. I want dates and times. Was there an official complaint filed? What was the result of that complaint? Along with how did DC Metro PD treat you? I will try to prove, as I suspect, that this guy has a jacket full of bad policing. I suspect brutality and maybe even a little racism. His current behavior exhibits severe alcoholism and or drugs. I have severe PTSD and I have never acted like he does. I certainly wouldn't have pulled that shit in the people's house, yet he'd call me a traitor to this country on almost sacred ground. You saw how Ivan Raiklin acted. You saw how journalist Kara Castronova acted. And you saw how he reacted. I call it react acting because he's clearly acting. As Johnny Depp once famously said, I'm an actor. I lie for a living. So, MPD, you are now on trial. And when I'm done with you, I'm going after what I originally thought was hired security. This fat piece of shit. I had no idea he was ever a cop. I've dealt with weight problems, but what the ever-loving fuck, dude? I thought this guy was a bouncer. He seems to be in every video with Captain Cocksucker. He's his hold me back bro partner in crime. I'd hate to crush this guy because even though he provably lied under oath several times, he doesn't seem to act like a total unhinged douche. However, under no circumstances should he be running for, let alone winning, a seat in Congress. Fuck him too. So endeth that rant, but let's stick with some more dumb cops.
Stop fighting! No, you're under arrest right now. Put your hands behind your back. Stop tasing, fellas. Get on the ground. Tasing now, God! I'm trying to get the taser. Josh, hit you again! Ah! Get down! Call for help on the radio.
You're right. I taste like JD.
Honestly, I don't.
Taste like JD.
I was just, I got no for that. I got fucking face for that.
Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys.
All this because they pushed him, aye? So you escalate something, then arrest somebody and make it like you're the victim, aye? Is that what happens, aye? Is that what happens, aye? What's your name and number?
Tell us afterwards.
Shut up, ah!
Shut the
I threw that last one in, and although that was a legit cop getting attacked with a knife, he or she is still an idiot. I've been warning you all since even before Mamdani was elected that all members of NYPD should transfer out immediately. And to those that stayed, I will not mourn for you. I've been to a few NYPD line of duty death funerals. Rafael Ramos and Mia Sota's Familia, to name a couple. I hate to say I was right, but the first chance that worshiper of a child-raping prophet cocksucker got, he went and visited the suspect in the hospital. Shame on you for working for him. Pivoting to the Trump DOJ and FBI, Ivan Raiklan calling out Mr. Hairline with this post: number of arrests in the Russian collusion hoax. January 6 persecutors. Mar-a-Lago raid. Biden auto pen scandal. 2020 election theft. Epstein pedophile ring. COVID genocide. Benghazi. Doge discoveries, and the Ukraine impeachment hoax. That's right, you guessed it. 0 times 0 will always be 0, even when using Common Core math. And no, folks, this bullshit Director Molaram rolled out last week on a Benghazi arrest does not count. We want the people who caused it all, who left our people to fucking die and then lied about it under oath. We don't give a rat's ass about some low-level goat fucker. Does that make me black-pilled? Well, according to Dan Bongino, it might make me an anti-Semite somehow. How about Pam Bondi redacting the name of someone saying to Epstein, "Thank you for a fun night. Your littlest girl was a little naughty." Hey, Pamela, if this is an innocent, out-of-context email, the sender needs no redaction. Expose the name and explain our misunderstanding. Or how about, I love the torture video? Care to explain the investigation into this particular email? Tell us we're not seeing what we're clearly seeing, and why. Believe it or not, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. My brain isn't as completely rotted out as those kinds of people. I tend to give you the benefit of the doubt. But until you tell us otherwise, this email is pertaining to one of those alleged minors who died during a torture ritual and was dissolved in the 55 gallons of sulfuric acid Epstein ordered to be delivered to his island. Change my mind. But she's not doing absolutely nothing, folks. She's sending strongly worded letters to Tim Waltz in crayon. What the fuck, dude? Obviously satire, and we know that FBI Director Molaram isn't standing idly by. They fired an agent in charge of the broom closet for actually telling the truth on hidden camera. What the fuck happened to James O'Keefe, guys? He was a pioneer, but now he's bragging about getting truthful people fired? I'm starting to think the board of directors at Project Veritas was right to boot him. I hate learning when I back the wrong horse in guys like O'Keefe and Bongino for so long. Hey, remember when Democrats demanded gun control like every minute of every fucking day? Pepperidge Farm remembers, except when someone here illegally wants to be a cop in New Orleans. Nope, then they hand him a gun before the ink is dry on his application. Is anyone sick of seeing all these Twitter douchebags with MAGA in their bio be like, "No one cared for this immigrant," or images of her with the caption, "White Lives Matter"? Folks, she was one of them. She was a leftist. She was a Renee Good. She turned her back on her enemy because she believed all the lies and injected them into her soul. She got the world she wanted. I hate to see harm brought to anyone, but I will not mourn for any of them. Cut this shit out, MAGA. Eugene Robinson points out something revealing. How come we don't see masses of black Americans being arrested for protesting ICE? Because they're smart enough not to defend their replacements in both the job market and on the voter rolls. Also, as BK points out, imagine being so scared of ICE agents that you find a way to be at their exact location every single time. You people have the brains of raisins. In my eyes, this is the only solution. Be like Vlad and line them up along the border and be done with it. Now, unfortunately, it's time to get deadly serious with today's final call. Deputy Sheriff Wayne J. Costa, Lake County Sheriff's Office, Florida. On this date, February 9th in 2005, Deputy Sheriff Wayne Costa and two other deputies were shot while responding to a domestic violence call at a home on Hilda Avenue in the Ocala National Forest. The three deputies had made contact with the female subject at the neighbor's home. The deputies searched for the male subject at the couple's home but did not locate him. As they returned the female subject to the home, the man ambushed them from the woods with a shotgun loaded with slugs. He exchanged shots with the deputies, wounding all three. Deputy Costa was transported to a local hospital where he succumbed to his wounds. The man fled the scene on a motorcycle but was apprehended later in the day following a massive manhunt and a second shootout. When the suspect was apprehended, it was discovered that he suffered gunshot wounds from one of the shootouts. He was convicted of first-degree murder, 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer, and 2 counts of aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer. He was subsequently sentenced to death. During a second trial in 2022, he was sentenced to life in prison. Deputy Costa was a member of the Florida Army National Guard who had served with the Lake County Sheriff's Office for only 9 months and had previously served with the Umatilla Police Department for 8 years. He is survived by his wife and 4 children. Also on this date, 1909, Sergeant Mark Anthony Prynne, Pennsylvania State Police. Sergeant Prynne was killed after another officer's gun accidentally discharged as he arrested a suspect near Gilberton. Sergeant Prynne dismounted his horse and cuffed the suspect. When another officer's horse bolted, his gun accidentally discharged, wounding Sergeant Prynne in the shoulder. He was treated by a local doctor and taken to Ashland Hospital. He was expected to recover. Due to a serious infection, he underwent emergency surgery and died on February 9, 1909. Sergeant Prynne had served with the Pennsylvania State Police for more than 3 years and was survived by his mother. He was assigned to Troop C, Reading, present-day Troop L, Reading. May both continue to rest in peace. Pivoting to a little fun now to finish us off. Epstein didn't kill himself, but George Floyd did. Change my mind. I, too, am very, very dangly. Having 3 balls will do that to a man. And welcome to Channel 3. I do an awful Michael Jackson. And we'll finish as we always do with a timeline cleanse vid. This is a clip from my youth. How many of you remember this one? But before that, to all those struggling out there, remember to stop, breathe, survive. Except Michael Fanone. Later, bitches.
What's in the bag?
Lunch. Big Mac, fries.
Play you for it.
You and me for my Big Mac.
First one to miss watches the winner eat. No, donkey.
It's me. Get in there.
Off the floor, off the scoreboard, off the bankboard, no rim.
Over the second rafter, off the floor, nothing but net. Through the window, off the wall, nothing but net.
What you want is what you get, and God of the day.
Off the expressway, over the river, off the billboard, through the window, off the wall, nothing but net.
Get him, Jay.
You got DP'd.